Hashtag reflecting. That's what Karen McDougall posted on her social media account over the weekend. It's unclear if she was ever going to testify in the Manhattan District Attorney criminal trial, but based on this, it seems like an important hint that she will be testifying in the criminal trial against Donald Trump. You see there in this photograph, there's a glass of wine. Is it half empty or is it half full? You see as she's in the bathtub, she has a candle right there. And she also has in this photograph the book that she's reading, apparently, Catch and Kill by Ronan Farrow, which is a book he released in 2019, documenting the efforts of wealthy individuals like Harvey Weinstein and Donald Trump to try to catch and kill stories that are exposing their disgusting and despicable behavior. It seems that Karen McDougall is ready to testify, and all indications are that her testimony would be devastating against Donald Trump. We heard Karen McDougall's name over and over again thus far as we've completed 3 weeks of the criminal trial against Donald Trump. We heard her name, of course, through the testimony of David Pecker, the former head of AMI, which owned National Enquirer. The first catch and kill payment was made to Karen McDougall, who Donald Trump had a long-term affair with while Melania was pregnant, to try and silence her. Also, when she started speaking out in 2018 or so about Donald Trump, the testimony from David Pecker and others was that Donald Trump was absolutely livid about that and thought that the non-disclosure agreements would preclude her for telling her truth, from telling her story. Of course, we also heard about Karen McDougall through the testimony of her lawyer, Keith Davidson, who testified about the deal, how it was arranged with AMI or the National Enquirer or on Donald Trump's behalf. I think it is very interesting that Catch and Kill is the book that she has right there in the photograph. She's definitely sending a message with this photograph. There's no doubt about that. This is how Catch and Kill, the book, has been described in this instant New York Times bestselling account of violence and espionage. Pulitzer Prize-winning investigative reporter Ronan Farrow exposes serial abusers and a cabal of powerful interests hell-bent on covering up the truth at any cost. That's a description of the book right there. Here's what Donald Trump has been posting over the weekend. No doubt he is getting the message that trial is not going good for him, and that the testimony by people like Karen McDougall could absolutely bury him. And as I mentioned at the outset of this video, it was not fully clear if McDougall was or wasn't going to testify. There are people who have been telling me, is her testimony actually critical here to prove any kind of critical fact itself in this case, given that David Pecker did such a good job setting forth the testimony of everything that happened with the payment. But because Donald Trump has just repeatedly lied and said that he knows nothing about her, that all of these women are lying, I think having her testify about the relationship will not only kind of further show what a liar Donald Trump is, but I think it also lends credibility to some of the other fact witnesses when they testify later in the trial, like Stormy Daniels and Michael Cohen, that there are so many people who are corroborating each other's story. And the one commonality is that Donald Trump is the one trying to cover things up and is consistently lying. Here's the types of things that Donald Trump's posting. He posts this from Hugh Hewitt. The show trial of Donald Trump, the railroading of the former president, is in plain sight. The 14th Amendment, because of its guarantee that, quote, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws, binds the courts of New York to the requirement of due process of laws, first stated in the Fifth Amendment. I mean, Hugh Hewitt ostensibly is supposed to be someone he's like a smart guy, I thought. I mean, he knows that this must be the most foolish argument he could possibly make. Donald Trump does have due process. And the due process is he has a jury of his peers that his lawyers were involved in selecting. He has competent counsel. He can invoke his Fifth Amendment against self-incrimination. He doesn't have to testify. He also has a constitutional right to testify. Donald Trump is also posting from Hans von Spakovsky, kind of sounds like von, his pants. As our editor-in-chief, Ron Filipkowski, goes, I can't believe Justice Merchan is not going to listen to Hans von Spakovsky. This is what Trump goes. Hans von Spakovsky said, quote, Trump's New York prosecution is a bogus case by a bogus prosecutor. Neither the FEC nor Justice Department ever filed an enforcement action against the Trump campaign or Trump personally over the payment. I just simply don't think that the things that they are saying bear no relation to the actual facts of this case at all. But again, as I was going to say, I don't think that anyone in MAGA has any clue at all what's happening based on all of the right-wing distortion and disinformation out there. Sorry, back to Karen McDougall for a second. Rowan and Farrow interviewed McDougall for an article, I think it was back in 2018, before he ever even published the Catch and Kill book, so he knows the McDougall well. This is how it was reported in February of 2018 by CBS in the interview that they did with Ronan Farrow on why Karen McDougall spoke out on her affair with Donald Trump. I want you to watch this. This is why she's going to make such a powerful witness. And again, why I think it's going to be so devastating to Donald Trump. If you wonder kind of which way she may go on this, what's she going to testify, I think that picture says 1,000 words right there. But play this clip.
Karen McDougall in this written document stresses that her relationship with Donald Trump was entirely consensual. But her story reveals commonalities with story after story that has now emerged about Donald Trump's either consensual relationships with women or alleged non-consensual advances.
McDougall sold the rights to her story to the publisher of the National Enquirer, barring her from discussing the details of her relationship with Trump. The story never ran. The former Playboy model told New Yorker reporter Ronan Farrow that the Me Too movement emboldened her to come forward with her story, despite fears of legal retaliation.
She acknowledges that this is a different kind of case, but it has the commonality of powerful men using elaborate systems to silence women and stories those women might tell about them. And she said that she didn't want to be silent anymore and that she hoped her speaking about this system that ensnared her might encourage other women to step forward.
The New Yorker report comes days after Trump lawyer Michael Cohen admitted to paying off Stormy Daniels, an adult film star who also once claimed to have had an affair with Trump in 2006. The payment has raised questions with the Federal Election Commission, as it could be in violation of campaign finance laws.
A White House official refused to go on the record, but called McDougall's story, quote, fake news.
And here are some photos of Karen McDougall. You see her right here. She would take photos with Ivanka and Melania and Donald at the same time, like while she was involved with Donald. Here's another photo of them together. Here she's with Anderson Cooper, and we heard about this in testimony from David Pecker and from Davidson. We heard about this exact moment with Anderson Cooper back in 2018. Here, play this clip.
You said you had sex that first time. All these times you saw him, this was an ongoing sexual relationship.
Absolutely.
Can you estimate how many times you actually saw him?
I can tell you we saw each other a minimum 5 times a month. Up to bigger numbers per month. So
over the course of how long?
So we were together 10 months before I chose to end it. So we saw each other quite frequently.
So dozens of times you were together.
Many dozens of times.
And you were intimate.
Yes.
Many dozens of times. Did he ever use protection?
No. No, he didn't.
Was that something you thought about, or it didn't concern you at the time?
We talked about it right beforehand. He was starting to, and then he's like, I don't like these things. And, we discussed things, do you, blah, blah, blah. And we were just honest with each other, and we didn't use any.
Yeah, Adam Klasfeld, who's been doing a great job reporting in the courtroom, says, according to David Pecker, Trump got angry after seeing Anderson Cooper interviewing Karen McDougall. Trump said that he thought there was an agreement forbidding her from speaking to the press. Pecker replied to Donald Trump, yes, we have an agreement, but I amended it to allow her to speak to the press. Pecker says Trump got mad and couldn't understand why Pecker amended the agreement. At some point, the FEC contacted Pecker about his activities with AMI. Pecker said that Michael Cohen tried to reassure him. Jeff Sessions is the attorney general and Donald Trump has him in his pocket, but Pecker wasn't reassured. I am very worried, he said. And let me show you this clip right here. You heard it the last one that I played you on the CBS clip where Donald Trump's team would say, oh, that's fake news. Karen McDougall's story is a lie. It's fake news. Here's what Donald Trump was saying during the 2016 campaign as well. Play this clip. The jury saw this as well. Play it.
As you have seen, right now, I am being viciously attacked with lies and smears. It's a phony deal. I have no idea who these women are. Have no idea. I have no idea. And I think you all know I have no idea because you understand me for a lot of years, okay? When you looked at that horrible woman last night, you said, I don't think so. I don't think so. Whoever she is, wherever she comes from, the stories are total fiction. They're 100% made up. They never happened. They never would happen. I don't think that happened with very many people, but they certainly aren't going to happen with me.
And then finally, the jury heard this testimony from Hope Hicks as direct examination concluded. Question: did Donald Trump say anything about the timing of the news reporting regarding Stormy Daniels and McDougall and others? Answer: oh, yes. He wanted to know how it was playing and just my thoughts and opinion about this story versus having the story, a different kind of story before the campaign, had Michael Cohen not made that payment. And I think Mr. Trump's opinion was it was better to be dealing with it now and that it would have been bad to have that story come out before the election. Question. Thank you. No further questions. So Karen McDougall seemingly indicating she will be testifying. I think that's what it means, as she's reflecting, meditating. Again, I don't know for a fact she will be, but she seems to be indicating that she's gearing up for something. But we will keep you posted here as we learn more. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 3 million together.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Meidas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.